My friends, as the title indicates, I've got some very exciting news for you. I'll tell you about that. And I have probably more varied topics to tell you about today than maybe any vlog in the past. So stay tuned right after this. Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Workshop. It is Wednesday, May 3rd. That reminds me that Cash will be here later this afternoon for his guitar lesson, and so I'm looking forward to that. But without further ado, and so as to not make this a clickbait thing, I will tell you the most exciting news that I've been able to share with you in a long time, at least in terms of channel news, at least from my perspective. And that is that I called the electric company yesterday and they did allow me to place my order for the fiber optic cable service. And I'm assured that they're going to be calling me just any day and to set up an appointment to come out and survey what needs to be done, and then they'll come back and actually do the install. I am absolutely excited about it. And of course, I bought their top of the line best service they have, so I said I want all the bells and whistles. So I hope it turns out to be as good as I'm expecting. Oh, that's going to be awesome. And then we're going to be able to do more live things and live shows, and the shop talks will be better, the whole bit. And eventually I'll try to get a much better streaming type PC. I thought I had that solved, and the PC I have would be powerful enough, except that the graphics card is not upgradable in the PC that I bought. I got a good deal on this PC, so I'll just give it to my wife and let her use it because it is a great PC otherwise, and she doesn't need the high-end graphics capability. I am just excited as I can be about that. That's really a cool thing here. It adds several more projects to the project list that I have for what I'm doing on my hiatus. One of the projects that it adds is that I want to now trench between the shop and the house, which is bumping 400 feet, and I'm going to run a conduit and a fiber optic cable from here to the house so that I can just get one fiber optic service and service both the house and the shop from there. The rest of the connections throughout the farm can be Wi-Fi. I don't have a problem with that, but the one between the shop and the house, I do definitely want that to be fiber. So that's going to be a cool project too, and you'll see that as I do that. Speaking of projects, I've got a whole list of them here, and I'm going to read them off to you because I need to get these all written down so I don't forget them, because there are a lot of projects. Okay, so I'm just going to read them in order that I have them written down here. This is not the order I'll do them at all, and a couple of these have already been started or finished. So remove trees up near the house. That one is actually finished. So we've got that one done. Repair the bay window at the house, replace the back door on the rental retreat, build a water wheel and the accompanying house with the water wheel, change the overflow point on the pond so that it doesn't flood my son's field. I'm going to rebuild a Honda Recon four-wheeler. It's in otherwise great shape. The motor just needs to be rebuilt. I've got down that I'm going to be milling lumber on the sawmill, walnut, cedar, and one more mystery wood, which is sycamore. I'm going to mill some sycamore for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm going to make siding out of it for the water wheel house. And I'm also going to mill up a bunch of backs and sides for mandolins and possibly violins if somebody would want them for violins. And I'm going to make those available for sale. I've got to finish my wife's horse trailer. I'm going to detail and refinish the world's finest mandolin ever built by a human. I might start that real soon. I'm going to try to build a dobro, and then I've got several more sawmill enhancements I want to make. One of them is a board return. I'm going to, in other words, when you push the sawmill forward and you get through the board, when you're pulling it back, I want it to pull the board off to the back. I'm going to add a roof to the sawmill. When I add the roof to it, then I'm going to have some roll down sides at least, or something where I can protect the thing in the weather. In case I leave it outside, I'll have some way to keep the rain off of like the winch and the motor and that type of thing. I'm going to build a siding attachment for the sawmill. In other words, when I make that sycamore siding, I want it to be thin on one edge and thicker on the other edge, just like regular lap siding. And then I want to build a quarter saw attachment for the sawmill. And that's for the sycamore also, so that when I saw this out, it'll be pie-shaped wedges and they'll be perfectly quarter sawn. So there's a lot on this list, and I'm sure this doesn't include everything. Even as comprehensive as that list is. So you see why I needed to take a hiatus. I've got a lot to do and a lot to catch up on. Well, that's not everything I wanted to tell you about today. I've got quite a few more things to tell you about as well. So here's some more things. First of all, I wanted to tell you about my subscriber count. It's at 92,300 and growing at a rate of almost 2,000 per month at the moment. It was down to just like 500 per month just a week ago. Well, now it's back up again and it's growing at around 2,000 per month. So that's very encouraging. My son's channel, he just passed 40,000. So he's going to catch me if I don't. He's going to beat me to 100,000. And we can't let that happen. I would be happy for him if he does beat me, but I still want to get there myself. The other thing I've been forgetting to tell you all is that we're going back to Mountain View, Arkansas very soon. And the dates for the Mountain View, Arkansas trip are June 8th through the 11th. So put that on your calendar and come down there if you can. It looks like the whole band is going to be there. Well, with the exception of possibly Bev. She has to work and she might come down for like Saturday evening or something like that. We just don't know yet. But with the exception of Beverly, it looks like most of the band's going to be down there. So that's going to be fun. And of course, we got a bunch of friends coming also. I think Jesse Burge probably will be there. I know Bruce will be there, and then a couple of other friends that you don't really see on the channel from this area should be there too. So it'll be a lot of fun. This coming Friday evening, we're playing a gig. That is, my band is playing a gig at the Rolla Center. I think it's spelled Centre, kind of like a fitness place. It's kind of a multi-function building. They're having a big art show there from local artists this coming Friday evening, and we're going to be kind of the background music. I also wanted to mention today that I did get some cedar 2x4s sawn yesterday. I'm just going to show you a very short clip on that right now. Well, we brought the 2x4s and a few posts in here and started a stack. I leveled the bottom stack board pretty good, 4 of them across there, 4x4s, keep them off the ground. Then we put 6 2x4s down, a layer of stickers, and then 4 more 2x4s on top. And then I weighted all that down with these big 4x4 posts. That way, they won't twist as bad. And this is just temporary because I'm going to put a lot more 2x4s on the stack. That's just a temporary thing for the next day or two until I get time to cut more 2x4s. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing how I made those 2x4s. I was very excited about that. All the improvements I've made to the sawmill makes those boards very, very accurate. They're just as good as anything you can buy at the store, in my opinion. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up this morning is what Martin authorized means. You know, I've kind of told you that before, that I really didn't say everything I meant. You know, I have it in my head of what I mean, but I don't always get it out to you guys. And when I mentioned what Martin authorized means in the past, I said it's based on two things. First of all, you have to be the first one to ask in your area. And second of all, you have to have a storefront. And that's really what it means to be Martin authorized. But what I didn't really define is what really Martin authorized mean. And what it really means is that you're an authorized Martin dealer. It doesn't really mean you're an authorized repair shop. In other words, they don't authorize you to repair Martin guitars. They authorize you to sell them. And the stores themselves take it upon themselves to say, we're a Martin authorized repair shop, you know, because we're Martin authorized. Well, you know, they're not really. Just so you know. I mean, I'm just trying to clear the water up. Okay, I'm off of that. But my point is, there's so much hype in the music business that you just need to separate the hype from the reality. And there is a ton of it out there. That's the Martin authorized information you need to know. And it's the same with any of them. Taylor authorized, Gibson authorized, all that. They're authorized to sell them. That's really what they're authorized to do. Okay, I'm over it. Are you as excited about my news as I am? Probably not. But I am very excited about the fact that we are going to now have a decent internet speed. I think the really funny, ironic part of that was, as you remember, those of you who really follow the channel, I said on one day, I said, there is not a chance on this free world that we'll ever get fiber optic service down here in the middle of nowhere, because we're just in the middle of nowhere. How would that ever happen? Nobody's going to run it out here, right? I said that like on one day, and then like the very next day I found out that the electric company was going to run fiber out. I guess it just took me saying that it'll never happen for it to happen. You know, and just kidding the girl yesterday when she took my order, I said, you know, this was at 10 o'clock in the morning when she took the order, and I said, okay, well, all right, I can wait till noon for the guy to call. That's no problem. I'm very patient. I can wait till at least 3 this afternoon to have it installed. And she said, oh, that's really funny. That's all. We will see you tomorrow.